So, I teach you the guides. And hi, I teach you the guides of Scratch Junior, all of the blocks and features. First, the sprite. The sprite is an object that appears in the game. So you can see the tick sprite that is standing in the center. Hold the tick sprite to delete it or go to the category. If you want to add new sprites, click on this button. This will provide a variety of sprites. You can make you can add existing ones or paint new ones. Like I can make a square and draw a line. There. If you want to see the features of the paint tool, let's go. This is the character name. The default name is always character, so you can change this. Like, you can set the name to box. This is the line tool. This is used when you're drawing straight lines like this. This is the circle tool. This makes a circle. This is the color palette. It has different types of colors you can choose from. This is the square thing. It draws squares. But Scratch doesn't even have this feature, making triangles. There's also select tool. Instead of selecting it like you're selecting a box, you have to reshape the corner points. Very complicated but nice. This tool over here will make a rotation. Great if you're flipping instead of restarting your work. The stamp tool. It will make a duplicate of the drawing by clicking on it. Then now you have a duplicate. If they stick to each other, then you can try to fix that by adding another duplicate. But that just complicates a thing. And now I made 3D. This undo button will let you reverse the dress and change. This camera button will allow you to show your poses. It needs a camera. I don't want to show my face. And this button is the fill tool. For example, I select the color blue, click in this outline, and wow, filled. If you want to save the changes, click the save button. Now we have your own sprite. Now it's the block guide time. So this is the block. This is the when green flag click block. This block only runs when this green flag is pressed. Let's add another sprite for another test. And the next block is a when this sprite click block. For example, when this sprite is clicked, move 1 steps. Yes. If you're using the online version of Scratch Junior and try to load it, it doesn't work in full screen. If you only want to test the code, you can only test it in the editor window. The next thing is, or you can download Scratch Junior for desktops. I'll give you the link in the comments later. This is the start on bump block. This will occur when it bumps something. For example, when the green flag is clicked, move 1 steps. Forever. Now, drag a bump block here, then add the jump block, and add the end script. So you can duplicate this code to this stick. Because when you try to select it, you can't. Unless you double click it fast, and when you click the green flag, it will obviously work. The tick will start hopping when the other tick touches it. If you want to have make your sprites go home, click on this home button thing. This will reset to its current location. You can also change its location by dragging the character around the stage. Now it's for the motion block thing. Running the messages. This block occurs when a color of the same message starts. If, for example, if this is red and this is still orange, it might not work. So make sure the send message is orange and the start message is also orange. This is useful. For example, when green flag hit, broadcast orange message. When you receive orange message, go up and down. Yes, it works. Or if you want to make it a shortcut, you can just remove the messages and apply the code. If or then next is the motion block guides. This block will move the sprite to the right like this. This block will move the sprite to the left. If it's an amount of times, it will if if this numbers change, this will change how many steps. So in Scratch, 10 steps is 1 steps in Scratch Junior. So, if you apply 20, you will have 200 steps. Now the up and down. These blocks will make the sprite go up and down. Because Scratch doesn't even have it, but there's no symbol for that, but Scratch even has one of this. It's the change y by 10 for the up one and change y by negative 10 or change y by 0 minus 10. In Scratch Junior, there are only events, motion, sounds, looks, control, and end blocks. There are no variables, math blocks, and more because Scratch Junior is made for kids. Next one, the hop block. The rotation blocks. Type 15 for full rotation. So if you use this, it will turn to 360. Go. You can also place it in a loop. Try it. Go. Oh yes, let's just remove the stick. Oh, it's spinning nice. Next is the hop block. It bounces. Scratch doesn't have this feature unless you combine the change y by, imagine this is a change y block, set this to 2 seconds, 0.2 for Scratch, and add a change y by negative 10 block here. Now let's try when this sprite is clicked, it will bounce. Now it's smooth gravity than this hop block. Boom. Or you can change it by typing 4 over here and 4 over here. Wow. Now this is smoother jumping. You can also delay it to 1 second to make it more fast. Go. It runs fast. Now the last motion block is the go home block. For example, the sprite goes to a place like this. Let's go in a random XY and their current and when you click on this button, it will go to their exact location. If you want them to face directions without even moving, get a right and left block, but instead of 1, type 0, so they will face in directions without even moving. Even though you put this in a forever loop and the speed is fastest, it's the character still won't move. It will only face direction. It's nice if you're looking left and right, but Scratch can't have that. Next block. The next block is in the looks category. This is a save block. For example, when you click it, instead of instead of a white speech bubble, it will say in a blue speech bubble. Scratch Junior has difference. Next one is the grow block. Scratch doesn't even have this, but they have a set. So this block will change the size by the number. So this is set to 2, and while this is the shrink, which Scratch doesn't have. You can also make a new block in Scratch called shrink by change size by negative, then the number, then you import set size, and after that, next block. Reset to default size. For example, the character is growing by double-clicking this block, and when you click this block, it will reset the size back to its original size. This block is the hide block. It's the same features like the Scratch one. The Scratch one is hides instantly, but in Scratch Junior, they have to sometimes in animations when they show, they will change ghost effect by 25 and 4 times. And this one will change the ghost effect by negative 25. Not good if you're making other games, because in a hide and seek game, you can still see where the tick is, and it's so cheating. The sounds category, when you add there's always only one block in this category. When you click this, you can record your own sounds. Hi guys, but only when you're on your mic. There's a pre-recorded sound. It doesn't work because I turned off the microphone. Next is the control blocks. This is a wait block. This thing is how many seconds the sprite has to wait for. So that means in this amount, 10 seconds equals 1 second in Scratch. This is a stop block. This block will only stop the sprite that is selected to it. So in case when we go infinitely, forever, and when the sprite is clicked, stop. So let's wait until the tick reaches an easy position and try to click the tick. It stops the tick. It stops it. The next one is the set speed block. So if you use this block, you can make a speed like a race. So this is the default speed now. So if you set this to slow speed, the tick will go even more slower than before. Now when you set it to this, it will put the default speed of the sprite. If you put it into this one, the tick will be as faster than a rabbit. Next one is the repeat loop. If you place a repeated loop inside of a repeat loop, it is called a nested loop. So this is a repeat loop. Useful if you want to place a block, or you can do some Scratch Junior tips. You can also insert blocks inside other ones like this, but they won't fit. They're just nice things to know. You can also pretend that they're attaching a block by attaching a block thing perfectly like an end block over here. It will not work unless you place it this at the back. There. Now after that, just go to the end blocks category. This is an end block. It doesn't affect any sprite. Some scratchers main the end of the code after the script. No need for end blocks. But sometimes, other YouTubers use the end blocks to delay scripts. For example, some Scratch Juniors do like this. No need for end blocks. And some Scratch Juniors do like this. They're the exact same. So when you click this, it will move. Even this, it will also move. And the last one is a repeat forever block. It will repeat the things forever, the one we always know. It's not in the control section. It's just a nested block like this. If it's like this, it will never stop unless you click on the stop button or use the stop block that I shown you earlier. There are pages. The max limit of pages you can piece are 4 pages. There are undo and redo buttons. Click this button to paint, this button to add sprites, and and this is how to activate full screen mode. This is how to exit. This is the grid of the sprites. You can change the backdrop over here using this backdrop thing. You can also write labels or fonts. You can change the font size, type any word you want like hi. You can also change the color and there. Next is the home button that we already discussed on the motion. They do the same thing, even this green flag in the center. And so, bye bye. I will also create a game in Scratch Junior. Bye bye.